Welcome back, everybody. Well, we're gonna be on the road today. This rye project has gotten a little out of hand. I was gonna bale it and wrap it, but now I found a little merger over in Minnesota, 5 hours away. So it's gonna be fast for you, but slow for us. We'll go pick it up and we'll show you what it looks like, and that's what's happening on Ranching Sodak. Morning. What's up, boys? You guys got fed kind of late last night. A little early for breakfast, huh? I need to get these puppies, these little guys, out of here, or I need to build myself a couple of bottle holders, but I think I need to get them down to Curtis's with them other ones. We hauled 3 down there, if you remember a couple videos back, and the one that was down, that one did die, but the other 2 that we warmed up on video and did the belt trick to, those are both alive and doing well. So we're going on, you know, 2.5 weeks, or yeah, they're over two weeks old now. So those guys are probably gonna make her. And these 2, as far as I can tell, are good to go as well. So they're a little over a week old now. I was gonna take my impact along, but I think I know where it's at. It's out in the hoop building. Let's go grab that. That way I got the jack. I'll bring the impact gun in case we have a tire issue or something. Good news on the remote control for the back alley door. If you watched that video a couple back there, we didn't have it going. It got wet. I took it all apart and I cleaned it with alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and then used a blow dryer multiple times on the circuit board, and I got her to come to life. Hello? I think it's back here. Uh-huh. All right, is this working? Oh yeah. You guys remember the lawnmower transmission? Hello. Come over here. Whoa, that's enough. Get yourself the old style lawnmower transmissions and figure out what gear you need to be in. I just made kind of a little joint there, like a little Lovejoy kind of joint idea with a couple of nuts. Got yourself a little jack. Okay, everything looks good. So you know how your ramps kind of always are bouncing around back? And if you put a strap over them, it just ends up wrecking your strap. So I built this. If you know you're not gonna use your ramp, I built this little, whatchamacallit, help me.
Little whatchamacallit?
Big bolt. I got a piece of angle iron down here, the nut on it, and that hooks onto the frame, and then we'll just tighten it down. So we're basically just using this big bolt, and we're just kind of bolting the ramps down to the frame. Super handy. I got some garbage welded on the ends of each part of it, so it kind of gets hooked on there. And the other thing is if this would happen to come loose and fall off, it can't fall through. So it's not a hazard to people behind you. All right, enough of that. Let's get on the road. Halfway's there, not quite. Did you know that's the mute button when they have the TV screen come on?
Are you ready?
Now you know. Welcome back, everybody. Hi, dog. Would you like to bite people? Hi. Well, looks like it's a retired old dairy farm is what he said. It appears to be that. Still active in the farming, and I got some chopping stuff here, but here's what we're after. This little rascal right here. Hopefully this thing slides out, I guess, and then you can merge some 16-foot windrows together, is the thinking. Hello?
I
goes as close as you can to the right-hand side so that gets off the
Okay,
road.
let's start going down. Woo! She's a hot one out.
Goodness. Oh, no.
I don't think it's 102, but the pickup sat still for a little bit. You know how it goes. But she's toasty. Anyways, Mark, how do you say his last name? He said he was from Czechoslovakia back in the day.
5 generations.
Anyway,
or something like
good
that.
guy. They're out of the dairy business. They were using this thing until the lifting belts quit. And then we'll have to do a little tweaking on those, or there are 2 new belts. We might have to try those, or if we can get the old ones with the teeth still in them to work. That's gonna be my first option, is try to make a splice system there. I want to spend, you know, quite a bit of time on a halfways doing it, and then it won't work, and then I'll go to the new belts. You know how that works.
It's gonna work.
You know how it is, kind of MacGruber it for a day or 2, and then we'll go back to the new ones. Anyways, it's 2:30. We're gonna head her back to South Dakota, 5-hour drive, maybe a little more with this bad boy. All right, pit stop. We're actually at Kari's folks' place, which is a little over halfways back. So all the years I was dating Kari, this is what I would have to do when I'd come over here. So we'd have a little bit to eat, and then we'd hang out for a little bit, and then it's like, well, we got some projects going on here, come on. Well, we weren't here 5 minutes, and they're wrapping hay, so let's go check that out. I don't know if I have my bale wrapper on there or not, but I got one that's older than this one. This one's old too, but mine's older yet. This first cutting alfalfa that they bale this doesn't feel very wet. What do you suppose, was this in the 30s or not?
Yeah, I would guess it's in the
30s.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go all the way up into the 50s, but then you get over 50 and it kind of gets a little squirrely too. This will be perfect, especially first cutting, a lot of sugar in it, so this will make really good feed. But they got, I don't know what this is, like a 50-acre field, and then some tree strips in it, but said they got almost 100 bales, or maybe 100 bales, so quite a bit of tonnage. Nice stuff. But these wrappers, the engines sit outside, then you just fire them up the day you want to use them, and then you go to this point. This is what I do too. You have to get the mouse nests out and dump a can of seafoam in it and blow the air filter out, and cross your fingers. We're at the cross your fingers stage right now. Running like a champ. So this thing's automated, not super automated, but when the bale sets down, it'll trip that, which engages the pusher, and the pusher goes a ways and it clicks that thing, which then engages the hoop. Theirs is a little fancier than mine because they got some safety switches, so they don't have to really sit and watch it. Mine you do. I don't have a safety shut off if my plastic breaks, but theirs does. We'll do one bale. And then also here's your brake, and then this locks up the tire so it keeps pressure on the roll, so it really packs it in there. So you hear it'll trip this thing, which trips that and starts this as it's driven by a little wheel. And then they put like 8 wraps. You'll put like 6 to 8 wraps of plastic. So we made her back. Full disclosure, it's like 5:30 the next day. Well, I come out this morning, I thought I'm gonna go let some cows in new pasture and I'll run around the fence quick. So I let the cows out and I got to the fence. Turned into about 8 hours of fencing, me and Sassy Pants. So here we are. I want to get this thing unloaded, get it hooked up to that tractor. We'll back it up to the shop, and then we're gonna see what we can do. But with the telehandler, I think we can just lift it somehow and chains in the middle part and go up and over instead of trying to do an underneath thing like we did with the skid steer.
So the blue part's got to go down a little bit, so maybe if you lift up.
She didn't think I could make it around the Sonoma. She was protecting it. We just had the grill redone, so she was not wanting another scratch on it. Bring her over to the shop and we'll take a look at her and see what we can do with these belts. Well, I got one.
Getting the right tools lined up is
Do you wanna...
94% of the battle, right, Matty?
What happens is it's just a tiny little bit. It only goes in like an inch, and then the other side comes in an inch, and then it had just ripped out. My thinking is I'm going to take all these out. He had tried to patch something like this with a pretty thick deal. I'm going to take this first row of teeth out on both sides, and I have a piece of thin belting. I don't know what this was from. Remember the old 510 balers? I think they had like, instead of 8 belts, they had 6, and they were wider, and they were kind of a joke. I think that's what this belt is off of. But if I take a strip of that and I lay it this way, where I can get both of these, and then on this side of the belting, get 2 of them also, I think we'll have her. So anyway, I'm gonna take all these out. Since you guys don't like epic time lapses, I'm just gonna shut you off and I'll bring you back in a few. Catch you in a few. Don't whine, she says. But
You get it, it goes.
I guess if you miss a row of teeth, it's probably still gonna work. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be a big deal to have just one gap on there.
Except for you'd have 2.
Flip this thing around for me, girl. So we got this end out. Now, see, that's how I'm thinking, is if we bolted that down to there, and then we did the same on this side, we could run 2 runs of bolts through there.
Or
It's got to be on top.
Otherwise, yeah, it'll catch, won't it?
Yeah. Got to be on top. But it gives us a nice amount of coverage.
Yeah.
I think we could
there's
probably just
hope.
get away with no teeth there, really. Because the teeth will be right here to here, so it's really only, I don't think
Do
our
you have
little
enough
bolts are
bolts?
long
Do you have
enough.
enough of the big ones to do one side of teeth and the next row with small bolts?
I don't think the small bolts will go through the teeth and the belting. So he bought this punch, and it looks like it punches it out, and then the pieces can keep coming through and then fall out. So you don't want to drill your conveyor because it's a chance of fraying the nylon. So we'll see what this baler did. We got it in there, and some wood.
Just wait and flatten it out. Because are you over your hole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe don't go quite so deep there
Yeah,
next
I
time,
think so.
Sassy.
Oh, that's not me, bud.
Yeah, look at the little pieces come working their way up. All right, now let's try to get a bolt in there. Brought me back to my old high school days there for a second.
Oh, brother. Yeah, right.
Huh? Passing the pipe around?
Okay. Just an old soul, huh?
Mm-hmm. Look at that hole. That's a minty little hole there, bud. What I could do is maybe put the nut on first with a washer and then back it off and then put the tooth on. So these things got a list of hair, a little square head on them.
The only thing is that's going to be...
Just a little square shoulder that's a hair bigger than the hole.
You see, but that might not... The square won't make it up into here to hold this in place anymore.
It never did before, was it?
See, this is square.
Was that the theory?
I don't know, I'm wondering.
Well,
I'm just saying those could spin then.
so close.
Thinking,
Problem is I got one to work, so then that gives me hope.
I know, but it could have been
So then it's
just
like,
false.
why can't I get the other ones to go?
Might have been a miracle. Or maybe the hole was a little bigger and it was in at the teeth.
Well, we got all these in. I decided to go with 3. We got 2 teeth in there, and we were super proud of it, except
Then we noticed that was supposed to be on the top.
we were supposed to just mark the holes, and this has got to be on the top. So this has got to be underneath. So we get to take these out. So the last 25 minutes has been for fun. Practice fun. All right, I'm going to zip these out and try to put it on the other side, and then we'll have to rethink our inks there. Leave in the comments if you know where that line came from. It looks like the other ones have like 1.5 inches that they overlap, but I'm a little reluctant to start punching holes and hooking that together. I think I want to lay it on there, put it on there, and then there is an adjustment to bring that bottom roller up if we needed to, but I think if you start getting that thing too wonky, then the belts might want to start moving. That's what this groove deal is in the middle for, but I think we should put it up there and just make sure the thing is long enough, and then decide if we can punch and make holes up there, or if we're gonna have to bring it back down here. I guess the easiest would be to mark it, take the other ones off that I just put on, take all those off, and then put this side on, and then them bolts would be lined up. I think I'm gonna go put it on there though. Well, the consensus is that those things are pretty tight, but that's what this guy's for here. Take this lock nut loose and go ahead and run that one down and pull this whole roller up, and that's what you got to do to get it. I'm sure that's what you got to do to get the belts on, and then you've got to put those down and keep them fairly square, my guess is, so the belts don't have a tendency to want to walk away. But that's what this roller here, or this guide, does keep the belts from wanting to walk. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm probably not gonna overlap them. I'm probably just gonna go butt them right up to the line, so they'll be a hair longer than they were before. I hope that doesn't come back to get me. We'll see. Yeah, we will see, won't we? All right, let's get the block out, and we're gonna whack a few holes in here. I think I'm gonna maybe call her here. It's gonna be dark in 20 minutes. Not gonna end the video here yet though, so I wanna bring you guys along, see if we can't get this puppy back together. Put that tire on here, so when you're doing this, you take it off, then you got a stool. Gives you a chance to relax while you loosen this roller. Size is that? 1.1 inches? Welcome back, everybody. Day 3 on the merger project. Well, here's what happened. Today we worked Doug's calves. I don't know if that video came out before or after this. Doesn't really matter. It is currently like, I don't know, 7 o'clock. Mike got me some bolts. They're called elevator bolts or conveyor bolts. Sassy Pants went to town and got me some of these. They're pretty common, I guess it turns out. So I got the rollers loosened up, and I got this belt on, and I'm holding it with my knee. I'm waiting for Sassy Pants to crawl in here and start putting the bolts in. That's what we're doing. And then we got to do another one, another splice on another belt, and then we'll be able to try it. So I used the old holes that were good, so that one would be going to here.
So probably we should start in the back.
We were able to get a couple of teeth on there, minus the washers. Ooh, kind of flattened her. Thing is, I think we got to get a bolt real close to the edge here on both corners. When this comes around, you can't have it catching on anything. These teeth will protect that side, but here we probably need it. Oh boy.
Oh, you ground it right into the wood there, Captain. Your wood was good. How about the nut? Is it going to catch the nut then, do you think?
Yeah, we could, I guess.
So barely anything sticks out. The rest, the burst.
So there's a small tear in here. I cut a piece with that belting. I punched a couple holes in her. I flipped it around 2 or 3 times, and now I don't know which way it goes on. I don't know. That should hold together until it doesn't. much up as we can. And it's got to go underneath here.
Oh, up there?
Uh-huh.
How's that? Oh, to get to those holes? You better find your vice grips.
I punched them all. We might have to use some longer ones to get up
I
there.
meant,
But
why would... Did you do that top row already?
all right, now over here, we tighten this back up to where it gets snug, and then we'll have to try it. Catching a few. Okay, got her snugged up there. Now is the first moment of truth to see if it'll actually spin and not flail apart.
Hey, don't talk like that.
And then the
It's gonna
second
work.
moment of truth will be when we actually get something in the field. So fire it up, let's see what happens.
Hee hee. Dad's come around kind of slow. Go to the. See how that's all. Can, yeah, can you? Okay.
So this one was folding up. I'm gonna put a bolt right in there. Well, so far so good. I wish I would have put that one back to where it was. I just got nervous thinking it was too tight. I don't know why, but anyways, this one is a hair looser. But I'm hoping that one's moving and this one's moving and this one is moving. But I mean, if you would try to take the windrow right here, it's probably not good. But we need to get the windrow over here as close to this side as we can, because we need all that length to shoot it over and to launch it out. So we need to move it like 13, 14 feet over here to get it from that one close to this center windrow. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna have to move this whole bed a foot or so, or a couple feet, and that's gonna be just a matter of welding new brackets like this over here. And there's 4 of them, so there's 2 in the back and 2 in the front, and then this whole unit can be slid over. I'm hoping I don't have to do that, but we'll see. All right, see you in the field tomorrow, hopefully. Hello? Well, she's still here, and Nate didn't do any cutting with it this winter, so that's good. We gotta see if she'll fire up, and then I gotta get reacquainted with the whole thing. You checked the oil? I did. It's still in there.
Coming out of hibernation. So great. Work it great and put it away for the rain.
Got her fueled up, blew some dirt off of it. I didn't grease much of anything because I pressure washed it all and greased it before I put it away. We'll run it a little bit and probably grease a couple things, but it's supposed to rain tonight. We'll see if we can make it rain. Kind of need the rain, so I'm gonna just cut one field, cut like 25 acres. We'll test out that merger and see if it doesn't rain, then I guess we'll be all right. But we got to get started sometime. So here we go. Kind of forgot how to run this thing already. I probably screwed up. I got the first windrow laid all the way out. We might have to merge this twice on the outside, but I stopped in a good spot of the field. Obviously this side hill is good, but I'm 7 foot tall and this rye is almost to my chest, so gives you an idea how tall it is. It's not super thick. This stuff did come up and we grazed it pretty hard, but where it was good and they didn't trample it or winter kill. A lot of the hills I think winter killed because they were just so hard on it. No snow cover. But this is 4.5 feet tall right here. Quite a bit of stuff. But I gotta take, I think I should, my conditioners, I don't know if I should leave that how it is, but I know I gotta narrow this up. So I lifted my shroud and it's gonna fall down into a windrow now. And it's cutting it low enough. I got it tipped all the way back. So we're trying to leave a little bit more stubble. But I think I need to leave it all the way tipped back. I don't need to tip my nose down at all. All right, let's see what happens. Well, Fibber's on site. It's called a Fibber, but I got to put an L in there, so I think I want to call it Filber. Filber sounds better than Fibber. It's either Feber or Fibber, but we're going to call it Filber, and then if it performs like we hope, we're going to put a Ranching Sodak sticker on it. So we'll see what happens. Moment of truth. We're going to put an L right there for Filber. I lowered these wheels down a little bit to keep it from digging in the dirt, and I adjusted this thing so the hay or this can fly back a little bit farther. It's kind of starting to ball up here a little bit or just dropping off. So I don't know, it's a little touchy. Got to be right on the money on the windrow. It's not very forgiving, but once we get rolling, it'll be good. This stupid dog, this is not dog. This dog is not safe for her. This is not a field dog.
Yes, she's
hey, safety first.
Right now.
The other problem is they didn't have enough remotes, so then you got to have a flipper to go from your up and down to your tongue, which slows progress down. Let's try it here.
Okay. Should have a more upbeat.
My upbeat tone is down right now. I'm real down on myself.
Oh my lord.
The downer.
Come on. Let's go, Filber. You got this, buddy. Ooh, I like it.
Right, it's terrible in spots.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I don't know if maybe we lowered it too much. Or I mean, no, we raised the head too high.
You mean the front?
Front.
Well, sure we're not going to get dirt off this thing. Looks beautiful.
Picking it up.
It's heavy right now. Don't put it to that side.
That's not a problem.
Turn down until you turn a corner and stuff.
Well, we're humping along here. This rye sucks pretty much in this field. This is one we let over winter. And we had cows on it. It didn't, what am I trying to say? This one kind of winter killed actually. And the other 3 fields, the rye didn't even come up last fall. They came up this spring and there was no cattle on them and they look pretty good. Filber's doing his thing. It's pretty thin on top of this hill, but the little machine we got her working, so it's doing what I wanted. Couldn't figure out my auto steer. I kept pushing buttons, trying to get it to engage. But I forgot there's a foot pedal. That's how you turn it on. Here we go. I had to wait for you guys to come along. Here's the last strip. Nice! Well, my plan's kind of working. There was just a little bit of chance of rain when we started. And now the next 3 days, there's chances of rain, like 40%. So, hopefully it works. Hopefully we get rained out. Hey, look at all those nice heifers over there, bud. I see the choppers have showed up. I don't know, we'll see what he says about the operation. Sassy Pants is merging away over there. The old frickin' Filber. Filber's doing his job. Pumping along. So this first outside row, I went the whole way around and I had my flapper down and then left a super wide windrow instead of a put together one like that. So I'm just running the machine back over the windrow, sucking it back up, and then put it into a smaller windrow, and then we'll take the merger and throw it over to the next windrow. So that's what's happening there. Well, it worked. We cut a field down and now rain's coming. So that's perfect. You guys can all thank me, you guys that were wanting rain. Filber's holding tough. Those splices look minty. My wiper's bad. Could you put one on for me? All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. That's the story of Filber, the mini merger.
Filber's kind of a sweet little unit. I like
she's
him.
liking it. She's out here just tootling along. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.